Okay, welcome back. In this class, we discuss the national liberation movements in the colonies. See here, the national liberation movements in the colonies. What are called colonies? So, European countries, already we know, European countries, they made colonies for searching searching for raw material and selling their products. For raw material and for their markets, they occupied Latin America, Africa and Asian continents. Already we discussed earlier. Now see here, what is called liberation movements? Liberation movements mean struggle for freedom. So those colonies fought for freedom against colonial power. In this class, we discuss how China and Nigeria fought for their independence. So we discuss all those. Now first we see, before going to see about China, discuss about China. So here given 1914, a map is given. So you observe this map. In this map, the pink color countries are known as Britain colonies. Already Britain is given pink color. So in the same way, here see blue color countries are known as France colonies. And see grey color like China, Afghanistan, Iran, a part of Saudi Arabia, and in Africa it is Ethiopia. So those grey color are known as independent countries. Okay. Now you take China. Actually here according to map, in the year 1914, China was known as an independent country, but actually China was occupied by many European countries. You know, Britain, France, Germany, USA, even USA, all those occupied China. Okay. Now see, during that time, Manchu dynasty, China was ruled by Manchu dynasty. So up to 1911, Manchu dynasty ruled China. So this Manchu dynasty, in the name, those emperors were in the name, but actually the powers are in the hands of European countries. So European countries became very strong during Manchu dynasty. So Manchu dynasty failed to defend the interest of China. They allowed all European powers to do their activities in China. Now see, European powers, they demanded for economic concession and political concession. They demanded Manchu dynasty, they demanded the emperors to give economic and political concessions. What are economic concessions? They demanded for low import taxes for their goods. So it means import taxes should be decreases for their goods only, for their traders. And what about political? They demanded for immunity, to give immunity from Chinese laws. Immunity mean here they give exemption from Chinese laws. They wanted exemption from Chinese laws, and they are allowed maintaining armed forces. So these activities we see in China during 1911 up to that time. So here one word we say, here Manchu dynasty became very weak and European powers became very strong. The common people in China were very unhappy for this situation. So what happened in the year 1911? Some struggles took place. In the year 1911, what happened we discuss. The situation in China, very bad situation was there in China. Common people were very unhappy. So at that time, in the year 1911, this person, Sun Yat-sen, he overthrown Manchu dynasty. He made China a republic country. So republic government under Sun Yat-sen, so established here in the year, what is the year? In the year 1911, China became a republic country in the year 1911 by this person Sun Yat-sen. But Sun Yat-sen was unable to form the government because due to some reasons Sun Yat-sen unable to come to power. So later China controlled by these powers. China controlled by these regional military powers. These regional military powers are known as warlords. So China went under control of warlords. Now let's see about Sun Yat-sen. Sun Yat-sen was called as the founder of modern China. He was called as the founder of modern China. So he wanted to develop his country China. So now see here. So he came from a poor family. His education, he completed his education in missionary schools. So in this school he was introduced to democracy and Christianity. He was known in this school. Then he completed his medicine. He studied medicine, but he did not practice the medicine. Every time he greatly concerned about his country fate, his country situation. He every time thinks about. So he greatly concerned towards the fate of China. He studied the problems of China. Finally, he designed a program. The program was known as 3 principles. He designed 3 principles program. What are those 3 principles? So one is San. San mean Chui. San mean here it is nationality, nationalism. Nationalism mean here it is democracy, and Chui mean here it is socialism. These 3, nationality, democracy, socialism, he wanted to implement in China so that China will be developed country. So that is the reason why we call him the founder of modern China. So these are all his aims. So see here, what is nationalism? Sun Yat-sen wanted to throw the foreigners. Even he wanted to throw the Manchu dynasty, because Manchu dynasty seems to be at the time foreigners, did not save the interest of China. So he wanted to throw away Manchu dynasty and same time foreigners. That is nationalism. They must be united. Okay, next Min mean here democracy. He wanted to establish democracy government in China. And then socialism. As we know, socialism mean here all the factories, industries in the hands of government, production in the hands of government, the government which work towards the people welfare, and also distribution of lands to the landless people. So he wanted to implement all these 3 principles in the country China, so that the China will be developed country. These are all his aspirations, but he was failed to form the government. He was unable to form the government, republic government in China. So here landlords, warlords are ruling China. Warlords are total China was under control of warlords. The political and social situation in China was very unstable. So during that time, a demonstration, people demonstrated in Beijing on 4th May. On 4th May 1919, people demonstrated in Beijing to protest against the decision of Treaty of Versailles. So as we know, Treaty of Versailles held in the year 1919. The victorious powers made some decisions about defeated powers, that is about Treaty of Versailles. Though China fought in the group, Britain group, China was a ally of Britain, but China did not get any benefit. So even it did not get its territory back from Japan. So it made people angry. So they demonstrated in Beijing on 4th May 1919 to protest against the decision of Treaty of Versailles, because Treaty of Versailles did not give any territories, China territories back from Japan. During First World War, Japan occupied some territory of Japan, some territory of China, but those territories were not returned back to China. To protest this Treaty of Versailles decision, there was a demonstration held in Beijing. Okay, China did not get back its territories. So this protest turned into a movement. So this protest was known as May 4th movement. May 4th movement. What is called May 4th movement? May 4th movement means Chinese people demonstrated in Beijing on 4th May 1919. Why? Because they protest. They wanted to protest against the decision made by the Treaty of Versailles. Though China in the group, elite group, but it did not get any benefited from this Treaty of Versailles. So for that reason, they demonstrated in Beijing. This protest turned into movement. It is called May 4th movement. Later, some more points, some more aims are added. People added some more aims. So they wanted to abolish the old traditions. So May 4th movement also added some more aims. So they fight for abolishing the old traditions in China. What are old traditions? See this one. Food binding practice. Very bad practice was there. Food binding practice. Women were not allowed to grow their foot. They had to tie their foot. Very bad practice was there in China. That is food binding practice. They wanted to abolish this practice. They wanted to abolish the subordination of women. Subordination of women mean, so one person should have more wives. So this system, very bad system, they wanted to eradicate this system. They wanted to get women equality. At that time, women were not treated equally. So they wanted to abolish women inequalities. And also see here one more point, to promote modern science, democracy and nationalism. So these points also added to this May 4th movement. According to this, so they wanted to use a simple language and script. So see here, and also reduce poverty from China society and overthrow the foreigners from China. So here also inequalities in marriages. See, women inequalities in the society as well as in marriages. So they wanted to fight against all these issues. So this is known as May 4th movement. May 4th movement. When you asked about May 4th movement, not only you write this May 4th movement was a demonstration against the decision of Treaty of Versailles, because China did not get any benefit from Treaty of Versailles, though it worked hard. It fought in favor of Britain, but it did not get any its territories back from Japan. Not only this reason, you have to add all these reasons also. So these are all we see in May 4th movement. It is very important topic.